Hi everyone, my name is Shramika. You may have read the title and understood that I was COVID positive a few weeks back, and so I'm making this video to share my experience of my past few weeks with you all. Some do's and don'ts for the patient and also for the people talking to the patient. I feel that everyone talks about the medical do's and don'ts, but not many people talk about the mental do's and don'ts. So please watch this video till the end. Starting from the beginning of my story, I got slight fever and slight cold. Temperature did not rise 100.7. Upon the first consultation with the doctor, I was told that it could be viral fever. So I took regular medicines like Dolo and Zincovit. Temperature came down within 1.5 days, but my weakness persisted even after 4 days. Now, I've had fever many times as a child, so I knew that something was different this time, but I kept brushing away the thoughts of COVID. Now, this was my mistake. Had I gotten tested immediately, I would have probably gotten cured faster. On the 5th day, I realized that I lost my sense of smell. Now, I have a very strong nose, so not being able to smell Vicks almost freaked me out. So I got myself tested immediately the next day, and on the 7th day from the first day of symptom, I finally got my report through BBMP officials. I got 3 different calls from BBMP officials. Really kudos to them for working incessantly in this war against the virus. You know, one of the BBMP officials who I talked to had severe cold herself. When I talked to her about it, she said that it's okay, she will manage through her cold and this is her job. What a dedication. Fortunately, my husband Kunal tested negative for the virus, so we could take the home isolation route easily. The next 2 weeks did not come easy at all. I was terribly tired all the time. I had a lack of energy throughout the day almost, except for the first 2 hours in the morning. I'm still not back to my pre-COVID energy levels. I kept sleeping for every few hours, and if I even had a conversation for say 5 minutes, I would feel shortness of breath immediately. My oxygen levels remained at 95, so there was no particular need for hospitalization, and I'm very thankful for that because there's no better thing as the comfort of your own home, right? I used to have a temperature of 99 sometimes, but mostly it stayed 98.6 and below, so normal. During this time, books were my only companion because I could not look at a screen for long, nor could I talk to anyone much. In fact, books also were draining my energy sometimes. So I was pretty much alone, physically of course, but also mentally. So yeah, not a great phase of my life. But I learned a lot about myself in this lone time, so I would like to share that as well with you, so please keep watching. Mine was a moderate case. There could be 3 types: mild, moderate and severe. So I did take longer to recover. In fact, even now I don't have my full energy. I still feel lack of energy sometimes and can't focus for long. Coming to the do's and don'ts, we all know the medical do's and don'ts for the patient. Which was iterated to me not just by my family but also the BBMP officials and also a bunch of WhatsApp messages. You know, like drinking warm water, eating only hot food, nothing cold at all, having fresh fruits and vegetables, eating boiled egg every day, which I didn't really follow, steam inhalation, breathing exercises, constantly checking your temperature and your oxygen levels. Now let's come to the do's and don'ts which I have learned from my experience and want to share with you all. These are mostly don'ts. Don't do any kind of unimportant physical work during the first 10 to 15 days of infection. Even a little bit of exertion can worsen your health. I had some bad days, some very bad days, and only a few good days. And if on a good day I would do some extra bit of work like arrange some books, that's it. The next day would be a very bad day. So later my doctor told me not to do any kind of work that can increase my breathing. This can put your case from mild to moderate or from moderate to severe. So be very mindful of it. Next don't is for people talking to a COVID patient. I don't think we talk about this enough. So 1, please don't keep calling them and make them feel bad if they don't answer your call. Frankly, I did miss a few calls from concerned people, and few of them were understanding, but few of them made me feel so bad about it, as if I am on the wrong side for having not answered their call. There are various reasons a COVID patient does not feel like talking. It could be lack of energy. It could be the fact that they have to repeat the same story over and over again. It could be that different people have different opinions and they have to listen to them all while they are sick. So this could be really exhausting. This brings me to the next point. Please don't make the patient feel like they are such losers for contracting the virus. Few people who I talked with were bragging about how strong they are and they did not catch the virus. They were blaming me and saying that I am so weak and that's why I fell sick. That's kind of victim shaming, right? This is the last thing a patient wants to hear on the day they get a positive report in their hands. You could be polite and say some encouraging words like it's good that they are able to manage via home isolation, or some other encouraging words, or best is say nothing at all. Just send a WhatsApp message of get well soon and this will be highly appreciated. Trust me, we all need to learn to be more considerate towards others. As I said that I had a lack of energy throughout the day, so I had to be very mindful of where to use that energy. So this was the first time I learned to absorb my reactions, my emotions and my words and keep them to myself. Usually I'm a very reactive person, but COVID taught me to be responsive. I hope I can continue this. It is very difficult, but I'm going to try. Also, I know this will sound very philosophical and all, but I understood that this time and energy of ours is very limited. In this everyday humdrum of life, we often forget to live and enjoy the present. So I'm trying to be more mindful of it now. And I just noticed that I'm using the word mindful more than ever. Maybe that's what a humbling experience like COVID does to you. Alright, now this was it for today's video. Thank you for staying with me till the end. I know this was slightly longer video than the usually structured ones I try to make. I hope you liked it and found it useful. If you did, then please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also share this video with everyone you know so that we all become mindful of our actions. Stay home, stay safe. I'll see you again next week. Happy learning and bye.